everyone, and welcome to another YouTube video. I am Hype the Commentator, and thank you all for joining me today. Today we are taking a look at Over the Limit 2012 and what was an instant mat classic between two of the very best professional wrestlers today. Of course, I'm talking about the best in the world, CM Punk and Daniel Bryan with a WWE Championship on the line. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. These two are the very best today. It is Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. The bell has rung. This bout is underway. It is a WWE Championship match. Daniel Bryan looking for some redemption after losing his World Heavyweight Championship last month at WrestleMania in just 18 seconds to Sheamus. And Punk and Daniel Bryan caught up in the ropes, ref forcing the rope break. These two want to fight. These two know each other so well. They've wrestled all over the world for 20 years, starting out in Ring of Honor together. Punk pulling on the nose of Daniel Bryan. The chants are electric, and the match has only just begun. And Daniel Bryan ducks under. Punk, what a throw to Daniel Bryan. And Bryan gonna fight back with a European uppercut, but a roundhouse kick to the leg. Now a back elbow to the neck of Daniel Bryan. When you have two of the very best, these two are going to put on one heck of a classic. There's so much potential with these two. These two know each other so well and have such great chemistry. And this could be an all-time great in the making as Punk works on the knee of Daniel Bryan. Punk, headlock takeover. This is where Punk starts to take his control and separates the match. But there's one thing we know about Daniel Bryan is his technical skills are second to none, without a doubt. And great head scissor breaks free. But Punk going after the leg of Daniel Bryan again. This is a brilliant strategy from Punk. Pick apart a very important body part of your opponent, and that just so happens to be the left knee of Bryan. And kicking the hamstring in and the knee, driving his knee into the hamstring of Bryan. He's going to DDT the knee into the mat. And Punk stalking down Bryan. Bryan comes back with a European uppercut, stuns Punk temporarily, and a second one. And now Bryan picking up some momentum here. This is exactly what Daniel Bryan needs if he wants to leave Over the Limit as the WWE Champion. Punk counters. Daniel Bryan jumps up and over, but the leg kind of cost Daniel Bryan that split second, allowing almost Punk to land a GTS. And once again, Punk with a kick to the side of the leg. Daniel Bryan couldn't capitalize when he jumped off the top because of the knee already having some damage done by Punk. That was the best strategy Punk could have gone for, is go for that leg. He realized he slowed Daniel Bryan down, and now he's going to continue to work on that leg. Center of the ring. This is smart. He's putting so much pressure on the leg. Daniel Bryan writhing in pain. This is a great strategy by the WWE Champion. Punk putting as much pressure as he can on the knees of Daniel Bryan, who is in absolute no man's land right now. Center of the ring with nowhere to go. Bryan has one way out, and that is this. Clubbing forearms to the face of Punk to break free. Absolutely laying those in. But Bryan going right back to holding the leg. He's limping. He's going to have a hard time moving. He's not going to have that quick pace he'd love to have. And going... Interestingly, Bryan went for a kick with a bad leg. Oh, nobody home. Punk scouted that one. Look at this. A submission from CM Punk. Looking for another submission. Daniel Bryan is trapped. Daniel Bryan. Oh, and just Wow, look at that. The way he just snapped Bryan's face into the mat and went for the cover. Bryan kicked out at 2. This match still going on. It's going to take a lot more than that to keep either one of these men down. Daniel Bryan is as tough as they come. Much like CM Punk. CM Punk once again going to go after the knee. Oh. And sends Daniel Bryan over the top to the outside on the floor. And the way Daniel Bryan fell, landed on the bad leg, and he's going to hold on to that leg and nurse the leg. Ref saying that Bryan needs to get back in. Punk looking to go for a baseball slide. Bryan, smart strategy, ducked, sending Punk spine first in the barricade. Great counter from Daniel Bryan. That's exactly what he needed if he's going to find his way to a victory and a WWE championship. Oh, now driving Punk midsection first onto the barricade by the timekeeper's area. Punk now dumped in the timekeeper's area. And this gives Daniel Bryan some time to regroup and recover. Meanwhile, Bryan struggling to find his way back up to his feet. And we're already halfway there at the count of 5 with one leg. Bryan's going to have to get Punk back to the ring before the 10 count. Oh, and at the count of 7, able to get Punk back in the ring. Daniel Bryan looking to go up to the top. High risk, high reward. Missile drop kick. But in the process, doing damage to himself, grasping onto that leg for a split second. 2, which may have allowed Punk to kick out before the 3. That might just be the reason Punk had a split second to kick out before that 3 count. Had Bryan not grasped the leg for that split second, Punk may not have been able to make the 3 count before, after that missile drop kick. And now Daniel Bryan, snapmare. Daniel Bryan is so tough. You know, he's not the biggest professional wrestler, but he's got heart and he's got power. Daniel Bryan is a submission specialist. He knows thousands of holds to hurt you, thousands of ways to make you suffer, and right now he's using just one of those many holds to make CM Punk suffer. Meanwhile, Punk's trying to pull on the ear of Bryan to break free. And Punk is trying to break free. Oh, look at this. The kicks from... But Bryan just locks it in deeper. Punk is in no man's land, center of the ring, and Bryan just elbowing Punk in the midsection. That's going to make it harder for Punk to breathe as this match goes on. Now Punk with the elbows. And Daniel Bryan drops the knee right on the skull of Punk, hooks the leg. Barely a 1 count, if that. Punk holding onto the midsection, back up to his feet in the corner. And now, double leg takedown. Turns things around. Perhaps thinking a figure 4. Bryan breaks free. Great counter. Once again, goes to the figure 4. Bryan, great counter once again into a cover. Enough for a 2 count. Boot to the midsection. Bryan not only knows thousands of holds, but he knows how to reverse them all. He knows how to counter every submission. And Daniel Bryan... Oh, what a kick right to the spine of the champion. Daniel Bryan going to hook the leg, goes for the cover. This could do it. And again, Punk able to kick out at 2. And Bryan going right after the attack on Punk. Punk trying to create a little bit of separation, but he just can't. Bryan about to have him trapped. Punk trying to fight it, but he's not having the best time with it. We know what comes next. He's just making Punk wait, pulling on the nose, torturing Punk. This is what you got to do. You got to go to extreme lengths if you want to be the champion. So that's just what you have to do sometimes. And now, Punk is writhing in pain. Look at where the arms are of Punk. It's going to be something special. Going to pull back. And again, the Romero special from Daniel Bryan, that surfboard. That's going to put a lot of pressure on your legs, on your arms, and there's nothing Punk can do except be trapped. Going to turn it into a chin lock. A chin lock surfboard. Now turning it into a dragon sleeper, it appears, is trying to turn it. And there it is, a surfboard sleeper. Look at this, just tap at this point, Punk. There's no shame in a submit and tapping to a submission hold like this where you're look at the way his leg is bent. Bryan is screaming for Punk to tap. He might just break Punk in half. But Punk able to slip his head through. And now Punk back elbowing Bryan to break free to create this much needed separation at this point in the match. This is what you got to do if you're CM Punk. You have to fight back. And now with these forearms to Daniel Bryan, now he's created separation. And now on the attack, Punk is on the offense. Going to hook the leg. Not even a 1 count. Just barely a 1 count, that is. And both men are really feeling the effects of this match so far. Daniel Bryan back up to his feet. Punk is not. Has Punk right where he wants him. And a knee right to the kidney area. And Daniel Bryan looking to do it again despite the pain in his knee. Going to go for it one more time. Because the way he lands on his bad knee for the damage Punk inflicted on it earlier, but still doing damage to the midsection, that makes it harder for you to breathe. It hurts. It's going to hurt every time CM Punk breathes. And that'll exhaust a lot of energy. Went for the 3rd time. Punk got out of harm's way. Punk looking to turn things around. Fisherman suplex with a bridge. Hooks the leg. Cover. Beautiful. Beautiful fisherman suplex. Barely. Just barely. So close to that 3 count, but not enough to keep Daniel Bryan down for the 3. And Punk continuing to target that bad knee, going right back after it, right where he left off before Bryan started to pick up some offense. Thunderous chop to Bryan. Punk holding on to the midsection. The damage has been done, much like the damage has been done to the knee of Bryan. Bryan's been working on the midsection of CM Punk. Boot to the midsection. Daniel Bryan underhooked suplex. Great butterfly suplex from Bryan. Bryan gonna head up to the top. Here we go. Gonna fly. High risk, high reward with a diving headbutt connects. Could this do it? This is gonna do it. We got a new champion. 2. But Punk kicks out at 2.5. And Daniel Bryan going to go right after with a chin lock on Punk. Knee right on the spine to put all the torque on the back and on the neck of the champion. The champion could be fading. We could be seeing the final moments of CM Punk's reign as WWE champion. Daniel Bryan looking to avenge and make up for his 18-second loss to Sheamus back at WrestleMania, where he lost the World Heavyweight Championship. Punk fighting back, going after the leg of Daniel Bryan. What a forearm. Punk breaks free. Gonna pick up some momentum here. Picking up some speed. Oh, both men thinking the same thing. Cross body. Both men were thinking the same thing. Midsections collide. But Punk took a lot more impact on that because Daniel Bryan's been working on the midsection since the beginning of the match. Let's take a look at this one more time. Both men are down. The rest almost at the 5. Now at 5, we're halfway there. These men could be double counted out, and Punk would leave as the champion. At a count of 7, 8, and now they're back up to their feet, almost not making it. Now Punk with a forearm, and again, Punk starting to pick up some steam here. Here we go. This is where Punk starts to pick up his momentum, and a heel kick from Punk, clothesline. And a swinging neck breaker, that signature Punk neck breaker. Punk is reeling. This could be exactly what the champion needs, but you can see he's hurting. It is as visible as it can be. Clear as day. Punk holding on that midsection. Went for the high knee in the corner, but Bryan got the boots up. Look at that snap power slam from Punk. Great counter, hooks the leg. And Bryan kicks out. Punk thought that one might have done it, but it wasn't enough to keep Daniel Bryan down for the 3. Both these men, incredible athletes, so talented. But it's going to come down to who wants it the most, who has the most heart, who has just a little bit more energy than their opponent to leave as the champion. It may come down to outsmarting your opponent. And Punk going for a suplex, but Bryan counters, lands on his feet, boot to the midsection, the injured midsection of Punk. Punk sends Bryan over the top to the outside, onto the floor. And the way Daniel Bryan landing on the bad knee, Punk may be in pain, but he's going to pick up the pace. Suicide dive, both men go down. I don't know where Punk found the wherewithal to even do the suicide dive after everything he's been through during this match. Both these men have been through so much, and this match is all about the WWE Championship. CM Punk, Daniel Bryan. Let's take a look at this one more time. Suicide dive. Both men crashed and burned on the floor. Punk taking a little bit longer to get back up to the ring apron. When it comes to being the champion, you got to put your heart out there. And Bryan with a drop kick. Punk thinking that springboard clothesline. Daniel Bryan countered. And Punk kicks out at 2. Daniel Bryan caught CM Punk in midair. And Daniel Bryan is feeling it. This is where Bryan goes to that place. He's got Punk right where he wants him. Going for these yes kicks. Bryan or Punk, who wants this thing more? And again, Bryan looking for one more, but Punk catches the leg of Daniel Bryan. Great dragon screw to counter Daniel Bryan. Now this time going for the figure 4, center of the ring. This is going to do a lot of damage to the bad leg CM Punk has been working on throughout this match. Punk holding on for dear life. This could be Punk's huge opportunity here. Daniel Bryan may be forced to tap out. A submission specialist being forced to submit here at Over the Limit. Who is going to meet their limit? As both these men seem to be going over their limit. Punk's got it locked in deep. Daniel Bryan writhing as he tries to pull himself to the rope with every ounce of his being, with whatever energy he's got left. He's got to make it, and Daniel Bryan makes it to the bottom rope, forcing the rope break, and Punk going to hold on just a little extra before he has to break it, before that 5 count. CM Punk, great strategy, knows he has till the count of 5, and that's exactly what he told the ref. Punk knows the rules. He is very aware of how much time he had before he had to break the hold before being disqualified. But with that being said, even without breaking the hold and getting disqualified, Punk still leaves with the champion's advantage. Daniel Bryan rolls through, goes to the cover. This could do it. And the champion kicks out at 2. Great drop toe hold from Punk. Punk going for a cover. 1, 2. Almost had Bryan. Another drop toe hold from Punk. Gonna go for another cover. Bryan sweeps the legs. Bryan's got it the second time. Punk went for it. Oh, what a kick to the side of Punk's face. But can Bryan counter? Can he capitalize on it? Bryan's going to win his first WWE Championship if he can hook the legs. This is it. New champion. But Punk kicks out. Punk kicking out again at 2. Where are either of these men finding this so late, so deep into this contest? They are definitely going over their limit tonight. This is all about the WWE Championship. It's about heart. It's about representing the WWE. It's about being the face of the company. It's about fulfilling their destiny. Punk already the champion. Daniel Bryan looking to win his first WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan lowers the knee pad. This could be devastating. Whatever Daniel Bryan's got in mind, it ain't going to be pretty. Oh, the knees to the midsection of Punk. The injured midsection with the exposed knee. Daniel Bryan working on the midsection. Going to inflict more pain on a CM Punk. Perhaps nearly fracturing the ribs of Punk. And propping Punk up on the top. This ain't going to be pretty. Whatever it's going to be. High risk again, but Punk. Great ring awareness. That's what happens when you're the champion. He sent Daniel Bryan to with the family jewels first on the top rope. That's not going to feel good. Springboard, clothesline. Look at that from Punk. Punk rolls Bryan to the center of the ring. This could do it. And Daniel Bryan able to kick out. How many near falls is it going to take before somebody leaves as the champion? Punk, his eyes, his facial expression says it all. Thinking that one was it, but it was not enough to keep Daniel Bryan down for the 3. What's it going to take for either one of these men to get the best of the other to leave as the champion? Let's take a look at that clothesline one more time from Punk. Immediately capitalized, hooking both legs, and it was not enough to keep Daniel Bryan down for the 3. That's just how much heart these two have. Taking each other to the limit with everything they've got. They're now going to go back and forth on their knees, trading blows. Punk, double chop, may have turned things around. Kick to the midsection, boot to the face. Great combination from Punk. Both men thinking roundhouse kicks. Punk looking for a GTS. But Bryan counter. Look at this, crucifix. Punk shoulders are down. Near fall from Bryan. Punk able to kick out. Rope. Look at this from Punk. Look at this, label locks out of the ring. Listen. The yes lock. Punk on his knees, able to protect himself from the yes lock. He realized where he was. Punk slingshot sends Daniel Bryan over the top, but Bryan holds on somehow with the core strength left after everything that's been done throughout this match. Boom, what a roundhouse kick. Thank you for coming. That one's going to close this one out too. But look at that. Daniel Bryan able to find his foot on the bottom rope. And again, this time, Daniel Bryan able to kick out a second time. Daniel Bryan has such great ring awareness. He was able to find his foot on the bottom rope despite barely being conscious after that roundhouse kick from Punk. And Punk and Daniel Bryan giving it everything they've got. This is exactly what we expected from two of the very best in this sport today. Drops Bryan on his back. Punk heading up to the top. As Bryan right where he wants him. Punk realizes where he is. He's got to take advantage, but his body's moving a bit slower because of the damage that's been done by Bryan to Punk throughout the match. You got to be careful. High risk. He's going to fly with a diving elbow drop. Lands it perfectly, but Punk's midsection taking some damage. I don't know how much damage Punk took of that, but he took a lot more than Daniel Bryan, it seems. Those ribs are bad, and having a hard time capitalizing. Going to hook the leg, too. And Daniel Bryan able to kick out. These injuries really taking a toll as we enter the deep waters. We are deep into this match, rather. I would say we are entering the deep waters, but no, we are in the deep waters of this one. These two have really pushed each other and taken each other to the max. And now that pit bull energy from Daniel Bryan driving the knee into the midsection of Punk. Punk may have fractured ribs. Daniel Bryan measuring up CM Punk. Gonna go for those kicks to the corner. Punk out of harm's way. Great counter from Punk. Step up knee from Punk. Vintage CM Punk. Turns it into a running bulldog. Gets countered by Bryan. Looking to turn it into a yes lock. Center of the ring. Punk in no man's land. Has the arm trapped. Punk is trapped. We may have a new champion, and Punk taps out right here, right now. The official watching closely to see if Punk is going to tap or if Punk is going to be able to break free. But right now, Punk being wrenched back with this yes lock from Daniel Bryan, center of the ring. Nowhere to go. We may have a new WWE champion in just a matter of moments. Punk able to turn it into a cover. Look at this. 2, 3. The shoulders were down. Punk's tapping. Punk tapped, but Daniel Bryan's shoulders were down. Daniel Bryan can't believe it. He thought he had it won. Punk tapped out, but Daniel Bryan's shoulders were down. Daniel Bryan put himself in a bad position. His shoulders were down. Punk escaping and leaves as the champion. And it looks like there was a reversal there. The ref saying that your shoulders were down. Daniel Bryan saying that Daniel Bryan saying that he tapped. Let's take a look at this one more time. The way he wrenched back, Punk able to take advantage. Daniel Bryan's shoulders were down. Punk tapped right after the 3 count. Just a millisecond after the 3, Punk tapped. Punk didn't tap before the 1, 2, 3, and that's why you see him standing at the top of the entrance stage, holding up the biggest prize in WWE, the WWE Championship, and he leaves over the limit as the champion. These two took each other to the absolute limit and over it. And in the end, CM Punk able to get the best of Daniel Bryan. Well, let's take a look at this in slow motion one more time. Take a look at this in slow motion so we can really see what happened here. Yeah, Punk hasn't tapped out yet. And then he taps out. It's about a second after. That's when CM Punk taps out. You see the footage. That's what it is. Ref's decision is final. CM Punk leaves over the limit as still the WWE champion, despite what Daniel Bryan thinks. And Punk gonna kiss the championship that he is holding on to for dear life. All right, everybody, and that was CM Punk and Daniel Bryan at Over the Limit 2012 for the WWE Championship. And as predicted, what an instant mat classic it was between two of the very best that professional wrestling has to offer. In the end, Daniel Bryan had that yes lock. CM Punk able to shift the weight. CM Punk able to get the cover. Daniel Bryan thought Punk tapped out, but when we watched it back in slow motion, CM Punk didn't tap out until a second after the 3 count, in which CM Punk left over the limit 2012 as still the WWE champion. And with that being said, thank you all for tuning into today's video. Don't forget, follow me on all my socials on Instagram at Hype the Commentator, Twitch at Hype the Commentator, right here on YouTube at Hype the Commentator, Hype the Commentator on TikTok, and Hype Commentator on X. Thank you all for all the love and support, and I will see you all in the next one.